Well, here we are. Here we are. Here we are again, people. Man, every day, man, it's a lot of news that we talk about here on air, and some things we miss, and some things we get. So it's gonna be full. What you got, Ted?
Stay in your lane.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Well, here we go, people. Mr. Harvey says we have to stay at our lanes, and I say that there's a lot of news going on out here. Uh, Yesterday, I was on this telecast. I was kind of in a daze and stuff. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just, man, my equilibrium was all out of whack, and I just couldn't get my thoughts together. And I'm sorry about that. Man, it was just some stuff had hit me and stuff right before we came on the show, and it just threw me all out of whack. But I had a decent night's sleep, so everything is okay because guess what? The man is in charge. And whatever happens, he's in charge. And we have to believe that. And I'm putting all this stuff in his hands. So I'm ready because we got some important things to talk about and some issues and stuff that's probably other people out there haven't even heard about and things that are happening around this country. And we are at close to day 100 here, people. We got one more, what, about 5 or 6 more days and stuff, and we'll be at day 100 of this administration. And if these first 100 days got anything to do with the next 3 years, hold on, people. Hold on, hold on, hold on. This is just too much. It can't get any worse. Or can it, Ted?
Oh yeah,
It can get worse.
it can
Okay.
get worse.
It can get worse. Oh my God. Oh my God. It can get worse. I can't even imagine. I know people out there can't even imagine how bad it can get. I really don't think that they understand that it can get that bad. We starting to get some information and stuff from a lot of the folks out there, CEOs of these big box stores, as they call them, that these grocery shelves and stuff going to start becoming empty here in just a few rising and setting of the sun. People been going to grocery store and they've been food sitting out there and everything, but that backup that we had going on and stuff before all this stuff happened and stuff is just going to start showing here in just a few more days. So when you walk in those stores and there's some empty shelves sitting out there because these stores cannot don't have the products and stuff to put on there because there's a tariff on it. It's here, people. It is here. It will be here, and you guys are going to start seeing it. Right now, you have been seeing it, but you're going to be seeing it in just a few days. You're going to be seeing the results of what the heck happened on April the 2nd when this man turned around and did all those tariffs. Even though he backed off of them, he still had tariffs out there. And 90 days is not a long time, and we almost at the first 30 here. So, hey, like Ted said, it can get worse. It can get a heck of a lot worse. Yesterday, Ted, you sent me a text after we got off the air,
Yes.
and I didn't really. Glanced at it because, like I said, I was in a daze from yesterday until I got me a good sleep last night. But I was in a, and I got up today and stuff, and I looked at it, and I'm saying to myself, our folks out there are being attacked, especially our women, and they need our support, people. They've got rumors going around here about Sister Girl who ran for governor here twice in our state, Stacey Abrams. And some of the things that they're saying about her and everything, it just baffles me and everything that all this other nasty stuff that some of these Republicans are doing and some of these other folks are doing, that they are telling people that all these other bad things about other people and trying to throw us off from the even the worst stuff that's going on. So they're using these young ladies and stuff as whipping posts. And we need to recognize that as people and call it out. Say, hey, you leave them alone. And throwing out innuendos and whatever and stuff about stuff that's going on, it doesn't take away from the fact that this man that they elected has 34 felony counts on him. And I don't think any of the young ladies out there got 34 counts of felonies on them. I mean, a convicted felon. But he's okay. But an accusation against someone holds more merit than 34 counts. I looked at those articles, Ted, and I just looked at them and I saw that and I heard this lady sitting up in there and she was just spouting out a bunch of bull crap, I thought. She was spouting out a bunch of bull. And we have to be careful, folks, because there's a lot of stuff going on out there and everything. And these people are spouting out stuff and they think that there is innuendos and falsehoods, or somebody done said this or whatever, or they done brought up a question and stuff, and they'll pick out just them little minute parts of it and everything and say that this is the gospel. But we don't know because we have not heard from those folks. Just like they turned around and said something about our first black first lady. They swore up and down that her and her husband were getting a divorce. It don't look right. She didn't do this, she didn't do that. And finally, Michelle came out and finally started talking about it. I guess her and her brother has a podcast going on out there, and she brought this thing up that we don't realize and stuff a lot of time, Ted, that these people who are put up into these positions and everything have one hell of a lot of pressure on them. And after she explained in this podcast about why she did what she did, if nobody, especially in our community, understands that, then there's something wrong with them. We put her and Barack on a very, very, very high pedestal. And being up that high and stuff, you are a constant target of any and everybody who wants to beat you up. And she says that in her podcast that she was tired, that she did not want to continue to go along with the norms. When the norms was you had to be at the inauguration. And I'm pretty sure that she didn't tell the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure she did not want to be beside, even celebrate this man's election and stuff. But she did not want to put a cloud over it and everything and be responsible for being a wet cloth over it. She just didn't show up. and that spoke very loudly of her not showing up, but the noise and stuff wasn't going that way. It was going that she would get a divorce. She didn't want Barack no more. So this saga continues. It continues. So what do? We beat them up too. We need to stop this. Really, people, we need to stop this. And I would say that all those ugly prognosticators out there need to shut the hell up and allow Mrs. Obama to relax and get her sanity back. Because, like I said, she said that she was under a lot of pressure being in the White House, and I can guarantee you she probably was. And sometimes that pressure gets too much for you, and your mental health becomes more important. And I can understand that. So I'm done with my routing, kid. I didn't put out about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna let you keep on beating them over
Well,
the head.
let me just say this. I knew something was wrong. That's why I kept talking.
I know. I know.
So, but I'm going to get to the subject, man. I ain't going to belabor that. But let me just say this. We are finding out, and I learned this a long time ago. Stay in your lane. And if you don't qualify or don't measure up, or maybe you're just not interested, you just like the position or the title. Because, see, when you work for the government, you're working for the Constitution of the United States. There are laws, bylaws, all kinds of procedures, all kinds of things that you have to know. We already know we got 47. He don't know what the hell is going on. He's just doing what he want to do. But you got these people that got serious positions that's over hundreds and thousands of people. And they affect hundreds of thousands of people's lives. You can't just sit up here and say that we're wasteful and go through the channels and hire these people who are professional people and then let them go. Now we have a Secretary of State talking about laying off hundreds of thousands of people so that he can look good for 47. You're doing something. We have a home security who can't even keep contact with her purse and running around bragging that she took, I don't know, 200 and something people and put them in another country without due process. Forget the Constitution. Forget we have a person that's over DOJ, Ed, that's breaking all kinds of protocols. And I'm listening to the generals. I mean, they were all on TV the other day. This is against the law. So what I'm trying to figure out is, you got these court systems and these people that know the law and they're going by the book. At least they should be. That's where, you can assume that that's what they're doing. And they don't even adhere to it. Now, it has been proven. The last time this 47 was president, there were a number of people that went to jail or they took their law license was gone. So I'm trying to figure out, why would anybody want to do something or work for someone who wants to break the law? It's every time someone asks him about a certain thing, well, you talk to the lawyers, he's not taking responsibility for anything. These people are out of their lane. Totally out of their lane. And it's not funny because we got cuts going in HUD. We got cuts going on in Medicare. We got cuts going on in all kinds of programs. And thank goodness that some of these lawyers and universities got a backbone. But here's the thing, though. I'm going to ask you a question because, you're very politically astute. I read now and then and look at C-SPAN and read the articles. But, I classify myself as an apolitical. And I'm just saying, to me, it don't make sense that when you see things that this man has said what he's going to do, and you constantly allow this. You had a Schumer who is the head of the Democratic Party, the Senate, meaning that he has some power. A lot of these people that he allowed to go over to their position, he could have held that stuff up. They say this was the quickest confirmations ever. There was no fight, no resistance. But yet still, he gonna stand up there again like he all upset and mad. He didn't even fight Doge to keep that man out of what he was doing. I'm sure it was some kind of law or something that they could have did to stop that man from doing what he started doing. And come to find out, he said he's gonna do $2 trillion, and now he's leaving or supposed to be leaving. And he claimed that he didn't save the country 160 billion. Well, hell, man, they sent that much to Ukraine. They sent that much down there to Israel. And it didn't stop. Nope, nobody didn't lose their jobs. Nobody's traveling back to wherever they came from. Ain't nobody losing their mortgages or their car notes and nothing like that because they lost their job because of that money they sent or whatever they sent, weapons and all of that. So I'm just saying, there are so many people that that should not have been on this man's cabinet. And they allowed it. just like they allowed those 3 judges to come right on through. There's something wrong with this picture, bro. And the only thing I can tell you is that when you look at what these people's net worth is, it's about the money. You don't become a 20 million millionaire by making $300,000 a year for 10 years or 16 years or 20 years. They all should be investigated. Anybody worth over $5 million, unless they came in with that kind of money, anybody worth over that, they should be investigated. Where did you get your money? How did you get your money? Did you do inside trading? Did you do, did somebody, did you get money from whoever? This is ridiculous because this stuff is affecting Americans. This stuff is affecting Americans. They're not dealing with the real issues here. They're not dealing with the real issues. They're playing games. I said it yesterday. Hey, if they want, I just saw a piece talking about ISIS going to California now. So they're gonna raid other people's homes and stuff like that and look for undocumented people that's minding their own business. But if you're looking for undocumented enemies, all you have to do is go to corporate. I said it yesterday. Go to the corporate world. But you ain't gonna do that. So this is a game, bro. All of this is a game. And and the American people is just living their life like we're living a normal life, like ain't nothing happening, and they know it because the newspaper ain't telling us nothing.
Getting to the first question you asked about this man. Well, the first question you asked me about this man who was in the Senate who allowed all this stuff to happen. And you are absolutely correct. This is the first time that they have confirmed an entire cabinet this quick. Never happened. Even in Trump's first term, he was still trying to get people to be put into his cabinet in May, 5 months after he took office. So he had a full cabinet and stuff now in less than 90 days.
Yep.
That's unheard of. Really unheard of. And you're right. There is something wrong in our Democratic Party. There's a young man out there. His name is David Hoggs. He was involved in the school shooting down in Florida. He is now, I think he's 24, 25 years old now. And when the school shooting happened down in Florida and stuff, he was one of the outspoken critics and stuff of gun violence and stuff in schools. Well, now he has become a young man, and he's decided that he's going to primary some of these Democrats who've gotten too old to be still sitting there in Congress because it seems like they lost their fight. And we need some people up in there to fight. And we've spoken about this before. This fight that's going on, that's supposed to be going on now, is not the same. You're not in the same battle you were 4 and 5 years ago. This is not the same battle. This is a different war totally here with this guy, with Trump 2.0. It is a different battle. And you cannot fight this battle the same way you fought it 10 years ago. And these older folks out there still trying to fight it, just like these people are normal. They are not normal. So you're going to have different tactics. You're going to have people in there who are going to want to fight them, who are going to want to stand up and everything, no matter what. Stand up and do some fighting. And we can see that and stuff now because of AOC is out there, her and Bernie Sanders is out there on the trail doing rallies and stuff out there. And by her out there fighting, her campaign coffer has gotten bigger than any other Democrat out there, including the House Minority Leader. She's way above him. She's almost $6 million in campaign contributions above him. And he's supposed to be the Minority Leader. He's supposed to be leading the pack. He's not. So I can agree with this young man. We need to have some people in here who are going to stand up and who are going to fight. Not people who are going to go along, not people who think that they can just sit up there in their seat there in their Congress and everything going to be okay. We're going to have to wait until the next election cycle. You cannot wait, people, because just like Ted was saying, they're attacking our people who need this money. They're attacking Medicare, they're attacking Medicaid, and they've already said that they're going to reduce these things by billions of dollars. Medicaid, what they said, 90-some billion dollars they're going to take away from Medicaid, and they're going to and most of that money is for older people who are very, very poor, who cannot afford health care right now. And you're going to devastate the program in the name of giving a tax break to the rich people. And Ted, that $160 billion that he said, they even say the country, they said that Trump has already used that $160 billion up. It's gone. It's gone. It's been wiped off the balance sheet because he out there spending money just like he printing it. It's gone. We ain't even talking about giving money to Israel or other places. He's spending it in his damn self. For
Right.
what? For what? You are sitting out there and destroying this government in the name of saving money, government efficiency. So you're telling people we're going to lay you off because we want to be more efficient. Well, they haven't even came up with a plan as to how they're going to make the government efficient. You need to put these programs into action and then reduce your staffing. You don't go in and destroy something and you don't have a plan in place already to replace them. None. And we're seeing it right now in our government and stuff. They have becoming less and less and less efficient. People can't even go out there. Even the Social Security Administration is screwed up. They can't even take care of people. They are telling these older people that they got to come to the Social Security office that they have closed down. Doesn't make any sense. There's no plan. So Mr. Hoke said he going to primary some of these people. As soon as they come up to the election, they've got a list of folks now that they're going to primary. And I don't blame them. Put some young folks in there. Put some stronger people in there. Do what they got to do. Our senator from Illinois says he's getting ready to retire. Old Dick Durbin. I just saw him about a month ago, and he looks horrible. He done been in that place too long. He should have been long gone. He should have left the last time, but he didn't. But now he realized he needed to get the hell out of there. So we got a Senate seat available in Illinois. And I'm pretty sure by the time the next election cycle comes, there are going to be a lot more people who are going to retire and going to get the hell out of there. Now, Ted, everybody out there who's sitting out in the limelight, they got stuff going on. I don't know why they want to pick on this old boy, but for some reason or another, they have some charges, $50 million case against my boy Shannon Sharp, because they said that they got an audio tape of him abusing some lady. $50 million lawsuit. I didn't read anything about it. I didn't got the news about it, anything. I just saw it out there, the headline. But our folks and stuff here are being picked on and beat up and abused. Oh, people.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone because I've read a little bit about it, but
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this:
Go ahead.
behavior is the key to life. One of the keys. And if you don't have a good behavior, and what I mean by that is a disciplined behavior, you know, when you're rich and got money, hey, you feel, you can do whatever you want to do. You can have whoever you want to have. So if you're a sexual predator, and I'm not saying he's a sexual predator, but he might have a abundance of that persuasion. It's just like a person, drugs or alcohol or whatever, addiction. I don't know if he has an addiction. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the bottom line is, you know, somebody said, hey, you can buy you a woman, man. Say, hey, friends benefits, $1,000 a week. If you want 2 women, 3 women, 4 women, you got enough money. But you're gonna sit up here and deal with somebody, and then you do a what they call those things, MB. I can't. It's a negotiable thing that you sit down and write a contract.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, non-disclosure agreement. That this right here is confidential. This is us, and this is what we're gonna do. Anytime I want it, I'm gonna get it. Because you're gonna be available, and I'm gonna give you $1,000 a week, or $2,000 a week, or whatever. How stupid can you get? That's just like a millionaire or a billionaire driving himself around town, and that, every day you going around. I think I'll go to the store. Or I think I'll do this. You can't do that stuff. You a billionaire. What the hell you doing driving a car for? I'm just saying, man. That wouldn't be my lifestyle if I was a billionaire. Hey, but or a millionaire, multimillionaire. But the point is that those people don't realize these are people that's out to get you. And that might not even be their motive when they first start. They're just happy to be with you. And
Yeah,
then somebody
because
put something in their ear and say,
yeah,
you can get you some money.
absolutely. And the fact that whoever it was recorded the conversation, they were out to get some money anyway.
Set up.
It's a setup. She set him up. She set him up, and he fell into it. Okay, next thing, Ted, NIL. I was shocked. There is 2 time periods in college sports, in the spring and in the fall, where these athletes now who are in college can go to another team. They can move to a different team. Well, this past cycle here, this spring, they had almost 10,000 college athletes moving around to different teams. And most of them had been told by their agents that they better do it now because in July, I guess the judge there's a lawsuit coming up, and the judge is getting ready to rule on it, and they're thinking that they're going to cut down the amount of money that these college athletes can get, and how they are going to be going into this transfer portal. I don't know, Ted, what the heck is going on here. I don't know if this thing has gotten out of hand or what. I don't understand here. That I guess the college football now has become a money sport now. You come in there to get your money and stuff even before you get into the National Football League. Is this stuff good or is this stuff bad for our college sports? I
I
don't
love
know.
it. I love it. I love it.
They had one of the well-known players and stuff who moved around and left his team here in Tennessee, and he took off and went to UCLA for money. I have no idea how much UCLA offered him, but that's where he went to, and he was a very good football player, quarterback. But like I said, I don't know how this is going to happen here. That every year that puts a lot of pressure on these teams, these coaches and stuff and everything, because even in the middle of their season and the playoff time, if they have these transfer portal to happen also then, so a player that's been playing with your team for almost a whole season, if he wants to and he gets pissed off at you and stuff right for the playoffs, he can transfer. He or she. I'm not going to put this against just the men. He or she can transfer because the women's sports now is getting very, very popular too. So I don't know what to say. I got mixed emotions about that, but I guess I'm like Nick Saban. I'm from the old school. That there's got to be some loyalty and stuff there. If you decide to go play for a school and stuff, you're at least going to stay there for at least a year, and maybe the NCAA and stuff might need to just get rid of that fall portal thing and just go with just a spring. I don't know. That's my opinion. But you said you like it, so that's your opinion. But I think
Well,
that they
nobody, unless you're a superstar and you come out of there as a, and you're exceptional on the field, most people don't know those players nowhere.
I have no idea who they are.
Yeah. So the coaches want these people because the fact that they can, the coaches they want these people because they can help their team win, because that's why they there. If they don't win, they're gonna lose their job, and they
Absolutely.
making $5-10 million a year themselves. So hey, I'm looking for the best player that's gonna help me win. And offensive line. How many offensive line people you know from college right now? Know any? No,
Mhm.
no, no. Hey, I don't even know. I mean, I barely know some of the quarterbacks, and I don't even know who the only top wide receiver I know is that boy that played for what's the name up in Colorado. So I'm just saying he was a Heisman Trophy winner. So I'm just saying, who cares? They need to make as much money as they can because their chances of making the pros is slim and none.
Make your money now, is what Ted
Make
said.
your money
Your money
now.
right
You
now.
make a
So
couple of million, you better not spend it.
a couple of $1 million and parlay that stuff into some good bets or some good financial
What is that
endeavor.
telling us, Ed? Ed, think about it. What that's telling us, these big schools, for years they've been making millions
Big
of dollars.
money. Big money they've been
Where has
making
that money been going to?
into
And
them
here's the
schools'
thing.
coffers.
Yeah, so think about it. Now they're making their money. And I'm talking about everyday players, not just the superstars. And I love it. I mean, the coaches might not like it because they can't depend on the guy going to stay there or not. But hey, you know what? Deion Sanders, he always he got a portal. He deals with always looking for players,
He reaching
and he
into that
after players all the time.
he reaching into that portal as soon as he went to Colorado. Even before he went to Colorado, he reaching into that portal and bringing kids and stuff to his school.
And they
So
don't work out. He just say, "Hey, you ain't gonna work out. I bet you need to get back
he
in the
goes
portal."
someplace else. He goes someplace else. Then you got a chance to go someplace else. You don't work out. So he's probably one of the few coaches and stuff, Ted, that have used that transfer portal and stuff to the best of his ability. He has,
Yeah.
because he's adapted himself and stuff to the environment with what's going on there. And those coaches and stuff who haven't adapted to it, they just are not going to be winners anymore. If you can
Well, just
adapt
think
to
of
it,
this. I can guarantee you. I'm gonna guarantee you. He's gonna have about 10 players that's going or more that's gonna be drafted. And if they're not drafted, they're gonna get a tryout because he's Deion Sanders. He gonna be right there with every one of those players. Because you know why? That's his selling point in getting his players. You come with me, I'm gonna get you in the pros. That what you want? That I'm gonna get you there. As long as you do what I say and you work out like I say, you eat like I say, you behave like I say. The man is smart, bro.
hey, I have to agree. He's some coaches and stuff have adapted to it. You just got to adapt to the system that they give you. And if they get rid of the default thing, he'll adapt to that and say, okay, this is how we're going to work it out. And he doesn't play at all with them coaches who come on his team. At least Dion doesn't. He'll fire a coach in a minute. You ain't doing your job. You ain't getting what you can get out of these kids and stuff. You gone. And he's brought in some NFL players and stuff, some future pro Hall of Famers, or even some Hall of Famers he brought in on his team to help, because those guys and stuff been down that road and they understand what it takes to get into the National Football League. So, hey, more power to him. NIL, thank you. I'm pretty sure that, like you said, Ted, these people there's a lot of money, man, been going to NCAA sports, and these colleges and stuff and everything. They are betting and stuff big time and stuff on it. They've got a lot of these schools and stuff have stadiums and stuff, man. There's shit, man, 110,000 people to be up in them places and stuff, and they trying to get more folks in there. And they have these selected box seats and everything in there. Them things is going for a humongous amount of money. So, hey, get them players and stuff what they want. Give them what they want and let them go. So we're gonna see. I'm waiting to see, Ted, what's going to happen in NC2A sports, because I love my football, my college football. I love it. I done moved away from college basketball until March Madness, so I follow college sports as soon as they start. Anything else, brother?
Well, I'm always looking at the market.
Uh-oh.
And I don't play the market. I probably should because I probably would beat it. But in order to beat it, you got to be on it 24/7. Takes a lot of your time. You got to know these stocks. You got to know these companies. You got to know who's running it, and then you got to notice the movements and who's investing. All of that. The thing is that right now everything is a chaos. Nothing is secure. Nothing is solid. I mean, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. The only thing, Here's the thing, and this might be kind of boring to people, but the thing is that what the thing is that are each one of those companies, any of those companies selling stuff? What's their revenue? What was their revenue last year? What was their revenue year before that? Are they all are they doing up and down, or are they going all the way up? Are they constantly growing? Are they expanding? Are they buying other companies so that they can expand? And that's what this thing is all about. A lot of these companies, and the reason why Meta stock has not been hit as hard as the rest of them, because they always buying companies. They always buying companies. They buy their competition. You got to give it to Zuckerberg. And if you don't expand, and if you don't, this is what this is all about. It's almost like, and I've said this 100 times when we talk. When my old man was a kid or a young man, some 75 years ago, he used to buy a loaf of bread for 5 cents. When I came up, it was 50 cents. My kids paying almost $5 a loaf for a loaf of bread now. So that tells you that in the next 5 to 10 years, a loaf of bread gonna cost you $8. And it's gonna constantly go up. And you can buy some day-old bread, you can buy some cheap bread, or you can catch the bread on sale and all that. But what I'm saying is the average price. That means that everything is gonna always go up. We are in a capitalist society. We have a inflation rate of 2 to 4% every year. And what that means is that everything around you will always go up. It's not going down. So if you don't prepare yourself, either cut back and live like a miser, or if you want to live high rolling, then that means you got to make a lot of money. That's why I say money is the new porn. I'm just saying, the stock market is playing games with people left and right because these people are stealing money. I mean, that's a lack of a better word, but really that's what they're doing. They're stealing money. If I put $1,000 in a stock and it goes up, but then all of a sudden it goes down, and I panic and say, "Oh, I gotta get my money. I'm down to $800. Oh," and they say, "Well, maybe it might change." No, it ain't gonna. It might not change. It might go down to 500. You panic and you take that little $500 out. You done lost $500. Or you done lost $10,000 or $100,000. What I'm saying is you can just do the numbers. I just used $1,000, but it can be you got $100,000 and it went down to 50,000. You panicking now. That's my life savings, man. I got to get that money out of there. You done lost $50,000 or $1,000,000. Let's say you had $1,000,000 in the stock market. Now it's down to 500,000. What you gonna do? That's what they do, man. They take your money. If you ain't keeping up with it, if you don't keep up with it and you're not wheeling and dealing every day, you have to consistently, constantly be on it every single day, every hour. That's why I say these day traders, these smart day traders, they're making a lot of money. Because they know how to wheel and deal. And of course, these big companies too,
All right, people. I to add just a tiny bit of little meat on the top of that. There's a thing going around that our president, who got these folks down there who are yes men, finally decided to get a few balls and stuff on them. And both of the guys and stuff who did actually come out and say something were the Treasury Secretary, who Lutnick, and the Commerce Secretary. But Commerce is Lutnick, and the Treasury is Scott Bessent, or whatever his name is, and they both billionaires. But they asked Trump to do something yesterday. Leave them feds alone. He told them, leave the feds alone. Evidently, Ted, that must be a big, big thing. And by him threatening that Fed and stuff and everything, he sent that stock market crazy. And they asked him to leave him alone. Shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Excuse my French, people. But they told him, shut up. Leave the Fed chief alone. You get your chance to put somebody else in your job because his time will be up, what, in about 2 years. But like they keep saying, there's other Fed people and stuff out there, a bunch of governors and stuff out there, and they all vote. And that Fed chief and stuff is only just like the Supreme Court justices and stuff and everything. He's just one of all the other governors and stuff out there. So the Fed chief can be outvoted by the governors out there. But evidently, all of them are following in his footsteps. And I'm pretty sure that he's consulted with them to find out what they think before he opens his mouth and says anything. So,
well, yeah, you got all these central banks and what have you,
yeah.
because see, that's what it's based on, and what these banks are spurs racking in, and how much money is being loaned out as of right now, even though the rates, what they call high, because we know what high is. We lived in the 70s. So I'm just saying, the rates are a little higher than normal because for years, we were used to 3%, 3.5%, 4%. But now they're 6 and 7. And so now all these central banks around the world, is predicated on our money value. And our money value right now is solid, the dollar. So the thing is that that right there piece is correct. However, the other piece is the reason why he's backing off on this tariff shit is because he know that that's going to hurt supply and demand because the companies got to have supply in order to sell. You ain't got no supply, then your business is gone. We already said that the tile industry, all of it is overseas. The appraisal industry is all overseas, and on and on. If you look at each one of those sectors, so that has to come into the United States, and then it has to be assembled. Stuff got to be put together and put on the floor. So people can come in there, consumers like us can go buy stuff. So that's why he's backing off of China. Right now, he's backing off of China. Well, some of the stuff that China bring in, we go, keep it the same or might even be a little less. He talking trash. They'll do, and he don't understand how this thing works. The point is, we don't make nothing, bruh. We don't understand that. He think that we make stuff. We don't make shit.
And if we did start to make something, if we decided to do it, it's going to take 3 to 4 years before we
That's
get
what they keep
anything
telling
out the
us.
door.
That's what they keep telling us.
Yeah, you're going to take 3 or 4 years before you get an ounce of product out the door.
And then there's no guarantee that that product gonna sell.
Right.
Right now, everything is rolling. It was rolling, man. People buying stuff and rolling, buying stuff. You know, even if it went up a little bit, they still was buying it. But now, and stuff is too high, but that's the price of inflation. You know, inflation. Because people, the last 7 years, people's salaries start going up. And the reason why salaries going up, that means the corporations paying more money. So they looking at their bottom line and saying, hey, we paying more salaries out now. We giving people more money. So that means we got to raise the prices up so that we can keep our profits up to make our shareholders happy. So they started raising the prices up. And now the people that's making a minimum salary, and you know, they complain. But people like us, Ed, you know, we living fat off the hog. I'm putting that in quotes. We don't give a shit.
I know. Final word, Ted.
I say still, I'm gonna go back to what I initially said. Stay in your lane.
Okay.
I'm gonna pray for all my people, all those people that's on that on his committee or his agency and all that stuff that's running these agencies, that they go ahead on and realize I'm out of my lane. I need to resign or get fired because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I can boss people around, but I'm making too many mistakes. This is hurting too many people. I'm hoping that somehow the light bulb go off. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be done with it. The person that's over what is it? HSS.
Yep. Robert Kennedy.
Okay. He act like this right here, and true, it is a serious thing. You know, artificial colorings, and you know, it can damage. You know, in the long term, you know, a lot of people. But you know, they've been doing that shit for years. But what I'm saying is this: is that I think it's bigger than that. You remember, I did a story. I did and I think it was kind of boring, but it was about this company that does all kinds of coloring and smell goods and all of that, and flavor to products. And the company is derived from an Indian corporation right here in the United States. And I forget the name of the company, but it's a number of those types of companies. But this company does a lot of things from herbs and spices. Now, what I'm thinking, you know, these Indians, they probably came to Robert Kennedy and said, hey, we got a company that does everything naturally. Because, you know, they really big in all of those spices and herbs and coloring and stuff like that. And they looking to make more money. So they're going, hey, you have to go to this company or you have to go to this type of company to get what you need. And then what they do is they contract out to all of these major corporations making these foods, you know, these different kinds of foods, and then they use their product. Because they have given Trump a bunch of money. Because, you know, they got their own little political organization, these people from India. And that's what I think this is what this is all about. That's just my personal opinion. Just by doing the research on that, I did something like that on. That's been about 6 or 7 months ago. I'm gonna see if I can find my paperwork on it because I can't even remember the name of the company.
Mhm.
But I think that's what it's about, bro. And in a little bit we'll find out because it will come up in the news.
Oh, it will. It will. Anyway, people, that was the final word from us. We will see you guys and stuff tomorrow. And I hope you enjoyed the show and come back again. Thank you.